What's going on, people? Welcome back to AFTV. I'm here to give you some breaking news. Now, it's not breaking news that I love when we're linked to a player or Arsenal spoken to this player. It's more on the opposite side. It's alluding to injuries, and we're starting to pile them up. So I thought I'd give everyone the information about the injuries that are currently happening at Arsenal Football Club. Now, we're going to discuss it. I understand injuries are happening with every club, but I'm going to give you the latest on what we've got here at Arsenal. Now, this news has been broken by John Cross, and I'm going to start with Emile Smith Rowe. He has mentioned it is likely that he's likely to be out for a month because of a knee injury suffered against Sheffield United. Smith Rowe has been desperate for game time and minutes, so is keen to play on even though suffering an injury. So that's the first one, is Emile Smith Rowe, which we'll discuss in a second. The next one is Gabriel Jesus. He will not be rushed back from injury amid fears that he has seen him called up by Brazil. Jesus making good progress, but if he featured against Seville on Wednesday or against Burnley on Saturday, then Brazil would be well in their rights to call him up, which they have done as well. All three Gabriels have been called up. And then lastly, Thomas Partey is a major concern for Arsenal, as he could be out until the end of the year. Now, I know that's going to cause a load of conversation because there's also AFCON as well that Thomas Partey might be involved in as well, but I've got Turkish with me. It is a breaking news video, so we won't go too much on opinion, but just dissect it a little bit of what's happened here. Starting with Emile Smith Rowe, who's clearly wanting to find a way back into his Arsenal side, but injuries have just riddled him. And what would you do if you're Arsenal Football Club?
I don't think there's much we can do, but hope that he comes back and hopes that he puts the injuries behind him.
Yeah.
Because I think that he's first and foremost unfortunate, because I like Emile Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
Especially when he really first burst onto the scene under Mikel Arteta and helped Mikel turn around his own fortunes at the club at the time. So Emile Smith Rowe, there's something there, but the injuries have taken their toll now. It's been a long time since we've seen a fit and fire in Emile Smith Rowe, and this is just another setback in a long list that have come about in the last 18 months, 2 years now.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, he's just never come back to full fitness for a long time.
So equally, as much as it's unfortunate that we're missing him, it's also unfortunate because what can we do now but wait and see and hope for the best?
Well,
because his value's not going to be sky high.
So that would be the next conversation.
Even that would probably have to take an L fee-wise because of the injuries he's had in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So I don't even think that's the must option.
It's not the best option to try and sell, move him on in January.
No, because I just see other clubs, looking to take the piss.
Yeah.
Because of those injuries. Maybe not take the piss. Maybe it's wise. To be, it's a wise business decision, considering the amount of injuries they had. Who'd want to, invest a hell of a lot of money into an injury-prone player? It doesn't happen often. Very
true. Now that's obviously our number 10, Emile Smith Rowe, and a great player, before his injuries, and hopefully he does return, and Arsenal hold on to him, and he gets a shot. I've watched him play since he's been come back off injuries, and so frustrated when he's not, scoring goals or having involvement. You can clearly see it. So he wants to be, and hopefully Arsenal do hold on to him and we find a way back into side. Gabriel Jesus, Turkish. People allude to we need another striker, more for the fact that our number 2, sorry Eddie, is not to the level that we need at Arsenal Football Club. But I'm at a stage where I'm now looking at Jesus' injury record. I know he potentially can be back by the end of this week, but then he goes off on international duty where potentially could get injured and come back to us injured. There's problems there for me. But where are you at with Gabriel Jesus? Is it time maybe to look to move on in January, or is it just back up for him in the next window?
No, not move on. But the injuries are a problem as well. Because if we're talking about Emile Smith for 18, 24 months, it's coming up to 18 months that Jesus has had a few. Now listen, the World Cup one was a freak injury. It wasn't one of those kind of knocks or muscle. It was a big one that he had to take a long time out for. These recent ones are concerning, but they're also expected after a big injury like that. But we just, again, it's about hoping and praying that when he does come back, he can put the injuries behind him. Because, listen, I think there's a strong possibility and suggestion that Partey is our most important player.
Yeah.
For what he did last season and what he can do in the midfield in comparison to others.
Yeah, him and Saliba.
But for me, Jesus is just as important because the drop-off in quality and what he brings in general. Part of what I think we're lacking creatively and fluidity, chemistry-wise, I think a lot of that comes with him. And a lot of our best performances, most of our best performances, if people think our best performance with PSV, he started that game, I believe. Sevilla, which is probably my one, he started that game and he was a star of the show. Well, he had the star moments.
Yeah.
So
Champions League
Jesus
games, he's been phenomenal.
He's key. So, we need another striker. We need another striker that's different for competition. I wouldn't call it an upgrade. I'd call it a striker to complement Jesus. So some games where we need another option, we have that other option. But Jesus, we've seen him play left and right, and he can equally do a job there.
Okay, so both players now hold on to and just have to rely on them to come back at their best. Okay, I think it's about 21 games. That hasn't been updated fully yet on transfer market. But 21 games he's missed, and he's always been here for about a season and a half. So it's almost half the time he's been injured. And then the next one, Thomas Partey. I think I get a lot of stick. Again, this is the news. I'm delivering the news, but because I'm very much availability is your best ability, and Thomas Partey always seems to be injured. But I couldn't. There's so many games. I'll count them in a second as you give your opinion. But Thomas Partey for you, Turkish. I mean, if he is gone, I'll be honest. I didn't think he was going to be injured when there's some rumours about other things. I didn't know if it was injury or not. But it seems like it is going that way. And then obviously out now until the end of the year, that's a big blow for Arsenal. I know we've got Declan Rice, and people may push the injury thing with Thomas Partey aside because we have Declan Rice. But I actually think, I'm sure you agree, we need both to really be back to the fluid Arsenal that we all want to see. And if he goes to African Cup of Nations in January, that's half the season. We haven't got him.
I forgot about that. I forgot about AFCON. But Partey thing is, it's not even like Jesus or Emile Smith Rowe where I'll say, we've got to wait and hope and pray for the best. Partey is, in my opinion, he's in his last season at Arsenal. I think we will sell him come summer. And I actually think Rice is the number 6 long term. So I think we've already, call it an upgrade or call it, got the replacement there in our ranks. It's the number 8 that's causing concern that the upgrade wasn't necessarily an upgrade, but that's something separate. Partey, injury problems throughout his Arsenal career. He came in with one of the cleanest records you can ever see.
So true.
He leaves Arsenal with one of the worst in the current squad, that's for sure. One of the worst, maybe of all time, injury-wise, in terms of important players. Yeah. But we've had a fair few over the years, to be honest. Santi Cazorla sticks out, and DRB, obviously. But we should have been looking to, replace, upgrades Partey already. If Rice is that, then we should still be looking to replace Partey, because when we lose Partey and Jorginho and Nene step in, I'm not. I was about to say we're not. Some people are happy, some people are not happy with that, because it's a drop in quality, whether it's Jorginho or El Nene, even though Jorginho's done more, cool, whatever. It's a drop in quality in comparison to Partey. So if Partey, does leave at the end of the season, we have to upgrade, replace.
And better. Well, listen, that is it for the breaking news. I know it's short and sweet, but that is what you've got. We've got injury updates. It's looking like there's a game in the Champions League this Wednesday against Seville at home. Martin Odegaard's still concerned, which is what Mikel Arteta said in a press conference, but Jesus will not be available. We know Mikel Arteta loves to lie, but that is what he said in the press conference. But that's it. Emile Smith Rowe, Thomas Partey, Gabriel Jesus haven't got the greatest injury history and record. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. And like this video if you like this video, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care.